So now we're going to be watching the next game, number 2, here on Terminus, one of the GSL maps. And you know, I think that sYz's strategy of going that hatch first will work out a little bit better for him this game. Game number 1, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of going that early expansion on Xel'Naga Caverns before the pool and the extractor. It's just really easy to come down there and put pressure. You've got all those entrances to the expansion, which already make it difficult to get. And with Tarson going that 2 racks expand build, he was just set up in a great spot to put early pressure and just gain that early tech advantage, that economic advantage, and continued on. And, you know, sYz, he actually had a decent bit of time there where he was pretty vulnerable. Tarson could have come down there, you know, with just a few Hellions, some Marines, and finished him off. All he had down there were those Zerglings, but he just wanted to play it safe, build up, get his tech going, had a superior army, was able to defend, and ultimately scored a victory. So, hopefully we're going to see it work out a little bit better here for sYz. Like I said, this is his first showing in the Champions Trophy tournament. And we'll actually check the APM. I didn't see the APM in game number 1 here. I like to try to get an idea from the newer players in the tournament, just to see how it is. Always a little curious about that. So sYz going for that early expansion again. Let's see, Tarson. He looks like he's actually going to be scouting over here this time. So this will work out pretty well for sYz. He'll have this expansion almost complete, if not completed, depending on how much he actually scouts with this SCV. But you see, he is changing up his build this time, going a little bit more standard play here with the gas barracks. Now we're going to have that orbital command, pop that up around 15 supply. Going for the tech lab. Now what he could actually be doing here is going ahead with a little bit of Reaper harassment. Now, considering that the space in this map is much wider, a lot more area to explore, I don't think having a Reaper running around early would be a bad thing. Yep, sure enough, there we go with the Reaper. Alright, spawning pool and extractor, looking good there. Looking good. Both players 17 supply. Now, the only way for the Reaper to actually come in, though, is going to be through right here, or, of course, right down here with the Overlord is. So he could actually pop in and do some pretty hefty damage. We'll see, it's just about complete. Yep, there we go right there. And he's actually going to move the barracks here. So he could be going for an expansion, yet this is not surprising at all. I have to say that, yep, there, oh, nice. Tarson come down here. He has scouted out the expansion. And we're seeing there's no defenses up here, no spine crawlers. And Zerg obviously still hasn't scouted that out yet. So here we go, using the SCV to tank one of those Zerglings there. I think he's actually not paying attention to it. Yeah, there we go. Now he spots it. It is going to be about 50% health. Not quite catching it. A couple of Zerglings. That's one thing Tarson's going to have to watch out for right now. You see, he's actually, this is very smart. Tarson's keeping it here at the top of the ramp to try to catch any drones that may be rallied down and just get a couple free kills there. But again, Queen now finally coming over here, responding. Another drone has gone down. Tarson continuing to monitor the space between the two players' bases. And sYz is doing a good thing here. You know, expanding the creep, he's really got to get that gap sealed off. And as we're seeing Tarson microing around, very nice, popped off a couple Zerglings there. Looking at it, it's got 5 kills right now. So early game hero right here from Tarson. You see he's doing a great job keeping the pressure on his opponent while doing his own expansion. Coming down with the Hellion now. Think he could actually do a lot of damage with that. He's doing a really good job here, keeping the Zerg on his toes. He's having to expend a lot of energy just dealing with this pesky Reaper. And you see now the Queen is coming over here, trying to absorb some of the damage, and the Reaper killed both of the Zerglings. Very nice. Yep, it looks like Tarson is going to be just trying to keep putting on pressure here. Again, he could come down with what he has right now and put some pressure over here in the mineral line. But he's going to have to watch out for the spine crawler, though, who you see is actually vulnerable at this point. Queen running off the creep there, actually taking a couple hits. Uh-oh. Tarson actually might lose this. This guy has been seriously the hero so far. 10 kills on that Reaper. as we're seeing that creep is going to continue to rescind there. Looking up in MTarson's base, you see he has been busy this whole time, and here we go, there we go now with the Hellions. You see he actually does have that upgrade with the blue flame, and the Zerg player is going to scout that right now, and I'm sure that the Zerg player sYz is just thinking to himself, crap, all he can do right now is Zerglings, Banelings, a couple Queens, and we're going to see those Hellions come in and just wreck face if he actually decides to drive him past the Spinecrawler there. You see he's actually just hanging out right now, maybe do a couple hits on the Queens, but you see that sYz doesn't have a lot of defenses here, like I said earlier. So once those Hellions actually get past the voice crack for a second there, gets past the Spinecrawler, then it's going to be good night, sweet Sally, good night for the income. Is he actually going to do it though? He's just keeping those Hellions outside of the base. Oh, nice. Caught that very quickly, keeping the Zerglings from getting this around. He's actually going to lose a lot of those units, but he does back him into a corner there. Nowhere for him to go. You see, he's trying to shift around, but he will lose all of the Hellions. A couple of Zerglings actually did survive that. Now, sYz is probably going to try to scout out his opponent, who you can see right now, army size 55 to 60. And looking at the production tab, okay, Spire, again, going with a pretty traditional build here. Ling, Bling, and Muta. Gas is sitting pretty good. We can see the income. Terran does have a small advantage with the minerals there. 37 to 46. You can see Zerg also does have the gas advantage. 3 mules working right now. Yep, sure enough. That's making up for that 10 harvester difference right there, folks. MTarson going ahead, going to the starport, might decide to do the same strategy that he did previously, although he doesn't quite have as many Marines. I think they're kind of scattered around in the bunkers. As many Marines as he did around this time last game. Of course, he did spend a little bit more money trying to get those Hellions to work. Now, sYz, you see he's still sticking with the same thing. Except this time going for another expansion down here. You see he's not taking this one, which is a little surprising, but you know what? The additional income with those 3 extra mineral patches and the gas help him out a good bit. Now here we come, couple mutas, a little bit of harassment. Obviously they're unupgraded at this point. Gonna run right into the Marines, actually. Take a decent bit of damage right there. Maybe he's going to attack just a second here. I think now would probably be a pretty good time. Yeah, he's got the medevac going to be moving out. And looking at the army now, 92 to 96. And the composition, he's got a decent bit of Banelings right here. Now, will he be able to get these mutas? Of course, having control of the watchtower, he's going to spot those, withdraw those very quickly. Going to try to establish a good defensive position here. Couple choke points he's going to have to watch out for running into that. Zerg obviously has a creep. Oh, man. Those drones right there are actually going to give a little bit of information about what's going on here. Baneling's actually coming in here. Nice Marine micro. Siege tanks obviously absorbed a lot of the damage there. But all of the Marines lived, and that's going to be the important part here moving into the next little bit of time. More Marines coming down. This will allow him to put a lot of pressure onto the expansion. There's not going to be a lot that the Zerg player can do about that at this point in time. He is making a number of Banelings, but that's about all he can do at this point. Wait till those Banelings are done, but the problem is he's going to lose that expansion. Now, another thing to keep in mind, the fact that those drones were heading out right when MTarson attacked gave MTarson a clear indication that something is present down here in the southern portion of the map. And there we go, Banelings actually, nice Marine micro. He did lose a lot of them, all of those Marines actually. He will lose the medevacs as well, but like I was saying earlier, the important thing, catching those drones where they were going. Now MTarson knows there's another expansion down here, and he's going to be on the lookout for that. He might decide to come down here and put a little bit more pressure on the Zerg player on his natural. I don't know. He is rebuilding it right now. He's going to be losing. Those Marines though. But notice he did take out all but one of the drones, so that's going to be a good thing there. We can see the results of that, 55 to 32. So now the Terran player has a clear advantage, mineral and geyser-wise. He's going to be in a great position here. Obviously, with all the mutas running around, they could do a little bit of harassment. We see that there is one turret, second one being built. So it's a little vulnerable right here. The gas, he could do a little bit of harassment on that. But, will he actually get this Overlord? Yeah, probably. Oh, but the Marines are going to die as well. No, the Overlord goes down, but Tarson's going to lose his little establishment down here. It would be nice to see right now a drop right here in the mineral line for the main. Maybe a little bit more harassment down here. I don't know. But we see Tarson is going to try to take this third expansion. Yeah, I'm not surprised at that. sYz is just going to continue to build up, man. I'll tell you what, having this expansion down here, getting that out when he did, and managing to hold on to it is really going to pay off for him in the coming minutes here. He is still long-distance mining, or he was there for a little bit. But looking at it now, you could see 60 to 42, so still 1,500 minerals there. It's pretty good. Gonna see Tarson actually continue to gain on that. You see, like I said earlier, he's just kind of playing rather conservatively. He's not worrying about maybe trying to force another attack here in the coming minutes. He's establishing himself. He knows that those mutas are running around in the field somewhere, and those are actually going to be pretty dangerous here. He's got almost 16 of them, so he could pop off a couple siege tanks here and there without too much trouble. Oh yes, oh yes, perfect sYz. This is exactly what I wanted to see right here. Baneling Minefield hanging out in a great spot between the two players. This is going to be a high traffic area. And now he's running in with the mutas. He is very confident he's going to do some serious damage. And oh man, this could be it, but he scans right there. Does he see it though? Will he pop it right now? Would be a good time. Yes, he does. He takes out all of the Marines. Tarson running down here with a bunch of tanks, now very vulnerable. And the mutas are going to run through here and just have a field day. Nothing that Tarson can do about whatsoever. Oh, man. Great play by sYz. Very, very smart, anticipating that attack. Placing those banelings where he did. Just beautiful. So beautiful. Oh, man. Almost going to bring a tear to my eye. So this expansion's going down. Tarson is going to be in a lot of trouble at this point. You see, he is able to repair it. But what anti-air does he have right now? He's got these Marines hanging out by the turret. The medevacs are keeping him alive, but he has the potential to lose a lot of SCVs to that. If nothing else, Zerg is forcing Tarson to spend a lot of money repairing that. And here we go, actually going to be losing a lot of mutas right there. But still, doing a good job taking out those Marines. Able to pop out just enough of them, though. Yep, there we go. Oh man, that was beautiful. That was just, I cannot get over that. We haven't actually seen that happen in the Champions Trophy yet. And I think the last time I saw that executed that well was in a Spanishiwa game. Just totally turned the tide of that fight, man. Absolutely brilliant. Alright, so moving ahead as a result of that, you can see units lost 95 to 138. They're within about 4K resources of one another, which is a decent bit right now. And now the APM is evened out to about 200 apiece. Again, not that important of a fact, but I do like I said, to just kind of check on it there once or twice for each player as they come into the tournament. And so now, looking at the army size, we can see Zerg is, well, he's supply blocks. So that's definitely not a good thing. But 140, 134. Tarson shaken up a little bit by that by the loss of all those Marines earlier. You see, he's still playing pretty defensively at this point. We'll see if these mutas are actually able to come in here and do any serious damage. Having the Marines down here, it's going to be a bit of a delay before he's actually able to come up here and respond. Having these two turrets, obviously going to be going down very quickly. Will he be able to actually take out this command center? That's going to be the question. You see, pretty much the importance of this right now is just going to be on the gas. So he is going to be repairing it up. So all in all, that attack didn't net any serious gains, but he's going to force, well, if Tarson doesn't repair it, it's going to force him to lose that eventually, which would actually be pretty lolsy. But SCVs were forced to come off of that gas right there. Looking at the income now, we could see it's still a little bit advantage of or a little bit in favor of Tarson, about 1,300. But both players are very close in the harvester count now. You know, that was if Tarson was able to just do that scan right down here at the watchtower, then I think he could have moved in and really put a lot of damage on sYz's doorstep. But sYz, with a great baneling placement, is definitely still in this game here. once again moving out, feeling very aggressive now, right now, with the Mutalisk play that he has. MTarson is a little bit more prepared for it, though. The Marines are nice and bunched up here between these two buildings, so those glaives are going to be bouncing all over the place, causing some serious splash damage. And over here, we have a massive engagement. Banelings running through the front lines. Siege tanks are actually going to be going down, but there are enough Marines here that were microed around to allow MTarson to continue this attack. All of the medevacs are intact as well. So now the Mutas are continuing to take out MTarson's base, although I wonder how he's actually going to be able to do any more serious damage there, considering the Marines are present in full force. And now we're going to have MTarson come down here and take out this expansion, which contains a ton of drones, folks. Look at that. So many of them just hanging out here, and they all going to be going down. You see that sYz is not going to be able to put any serious defense in play. He does have a number of Zerglings running around midfield, but they're not going to be able to do a whole lot. Now we're going to see the results of that attack. The income going to be going down a lot here, as MTarson's expansion is starting to look like it's going to be out pretty darn soon. Fortunately for sYz, his expansion up here at the natural is up, good to go. Here we go with the defense. We'll see if sYz is able to take this out. If he places another little couple Banelings right here at the top of the ramp, even if he loses all the Banelings, it looks to be pretty interesting there. But look, he's actually just running them in, losing a lot of them right off the bat. MTarson micromanaging his Marines fairly well, able to mitigate a lot of the casualties there. Still has a decent number, very threatening quantity of Marines when you compare it to the number of Mutas running around right here. Let's see if MTarson's able to actually spot this drone. Let's see, what does he have in place for right here? Could it just be long-distance mining? No, but MTarson's going to catch that. That's going to be another denied expansion there. And he is going to be moving in for the kill right there. There we go, MTarson with the scan. He is prepared this time. He knows I do not want to fall for that same mistake twice. And it looks like the Banelings are going to be able to get in there. Maybe, oh, so close. Very nicely handled by MTarson as he continues to press forward here. And there's the GG from sYz. So sYz getting knocked out 0-2. Oh, man. What a game, folks. What a game.